Okay, so today we will start the new session about Microsoft Excel. So this is the second portion from the Microsoft Office. First one is called the Microsoft Word, which we already covered. And the second module is about Microsoft Excel. So I will start from the basics. And today, this is the topics that you will be learning today. Okay. So first thing is, what is a Excel blank workbook? What is about a quick access toolbar? Then we will talk about what are the different tabs, ribbons. There's a lot of information here, but don't get worried, okay? The list is very long, but actually very simple. So we have sufficient time to repeat 1 or 2 times. I can do it so that you get the foundation clear. So don't worry about that. We have so big topic today. So many topics today. That means everything is very simple. That's why we can cover so many topics in a short time. If you see only 1 or 2 items, that means the topic is a bit very deep. We may need to spend more time to understand. Okay. So don't worry about the list here. So let me start from the fundamentals. So when we want to start a new Microsoft Excel sheet, there are a few ways of taking out or creating a new document. First thing is you can go to the start button, and here you can type the search Excel. So when you type this, you can see here Microsoft Excel. So I just click that. The Excel document will be open. So this is the first page that will ask you what do you want to create. So in Excel, there are a lot of formats that is already developed here. That means if you want to create a calendar, you want to make a budget. So Excel has already have a lot of format, different format for different use. They have a different template. But now you no need to worry about it. We just need to use the blank workbook. So I click this. You will have the blank book here created. Okay, so this is one way of doing it. So now I close this. The other way is either you can see this is the taskbar. You can see that your Excel sheet can be opened from here by clicking it. You can open it. Or some people, they may even have a shortcut in the desktop. For me, I don't have. But for those in some computers, if you have created a shortcut for Excel, you may have a shortcut here. So if you click that shortcut, you can also open. So for me, I just use the taskbar to open. So by the way, before we move, just a second. Russell, bhai, you are familiar what is taskbar, desktop? Are you familiar about it?
Yes, sir. Yes. Desktop I have, and
This is the taskbar. Okay, so you can also make shortcuts here. So desktop, your desktop, you are clear, right? Okay. Okay, looks like we have one more. Rana is here, and one more person, Sadasivam. Brother Sadasivam?
Sorry, sir.
You are new to this class, right?
Sir, last week I joined PC computer in the Tamil class, but I don't know today joined English class. No issue, sir. I can understand.
You can understand, right? Because the Tamil class is a lot of students. So if you can understand English, I think you can help by joining here. Anything not sure if
No
the
problem.
English is difficult, you can always ask. I can explain you in Tamil. Okay? உங்களுக்கு ஏதாவது
Okay,
புரியலன்னா
no
தமிழ்ல
problem.
கேளுங்க, நான் தமிழ்ல சொல்றேன்.
Yeah,
Yes.
புரியுது sir, no problem.
Okay.
Welcome, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Okay. I see a raised hand. Yes, go ahead. I see a raised hand. Somebody raised hand to ask something.
Yes, good evening, sir. For us, sir, I am sorry
Yeah.
for later.
Yeah. Good evening, Farah. How are you?
Yeah, fine, sir. How are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm fine. Thank you. So we just started the class.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So good to go. Okay.
Okay,
So
okay,
now
sir.
we have Farah, Rana also joining. Sajib and Tangavel. We have 4. Okay. So let me start from the basics. So just now I explained how to open a new Excel file. So in Excel, it's very similar to for those people who understood or who learned the word sessions before. If you see here, the layout is very similar to the Microsoft Word. So this is called a title bar. The title bar is where the file name is displayed. Okay. This is called the Office button. In some cases, it could be named as file. In some versions of the Excel, you may not see this icon, but you may just see a word called file here. So when I click the Microsoft Office, this Office icon, you have all these menus here. If you want to create a new document or you want to open an existing document, you want to save or you want to save as, you want to print. So all these are the different icons here. So let me just show how this works. So if I want to create a new document again, I just have to click the new and it will ask whether what kind of document I want to create. I just want to create a blank workbook. I click create and it creates a new document. And you see here, the name is changed to book 2. So the computer automatically names the first book, which is not given any name as book 1. Already I have created one such file and I did not save it, right? So that is the reason the computer automatically gives another name, book 2. So this is the new open. So now I want to open existing file. So when I click this, it will take me to the open this location. So I need to decide or I need to know where is my file located, which folder. So once I know that, I can just go choose what is the file. I click open. Then the file can open. So this is how it happens, right? So you can open this file. So if you keep your file in the desktop, you just have to click open. Then in the side, you have to click the desktop. Then you will see here. For me, I don't have any file here. So I cannot see any Excel worksheet. So this is about how to open a file. Next is called save. So now I click this. It's asking for the file name. So now I can decide where I want to save this file. So for me, I can choose, okay, I want to save in desktop and I want to save this as Lesson-1. So you can see here, this is the file name and this is the file type. You can see here, there is the author name. You can just use your name. So for me, I can choose this. then I just save. So once I save, you can see the file name is updated in the title bar. So this is called title bar. The next thing is, you can see a set of icons here. This is called quick access toolbar. So the main purpose of this is like a shortcut. So whatever you use here regularly, instead of you go and find inside all the different tabs, you can actually find here. So currently I have only save, undo, redo, and so on. But if you want to do more, you can always click here, and you can see this is called customize quick access toolbar. So in this option, you can add here, you can add whatever you wanted to add, more icons or not. Okay, so I wanted to have a quick print. I just click here. You can see here the quick print option has come. So I want to add one more. Wow, open. You see all the icons will start to add. So this is about easy access. So whatever you want, just by one click you want to do it, you can add the icons here. So this is about quick access toolbars. Then the next topic is about tabs. So similar to Word, if you can recall, these are all called tabs: home, insert, layout, formulas, data, review, and view. So all these are different tabs. Okay, and each has a lot of functions inside, which we will learn later. But just remember that this is called tabs, which you will know. So that future, when we want to, when we practice, if I say, please go and click the layout tab, you should be able to remember this. So this is called tabs. So each tab, if you see, this is called a ribbon. Each tab has ribbons. So if you see in the different tabs, the ribbon has different icons. So let me go back to the home tab. In these ribbons, if you see here, they have smaller sets of groups, right? You can see here group. These icons are grouped together and there is a border here and they have a name. So this is called clipboard group. This is called font group. This is called amendment group, and so on. So all the group, that means whatever the icons, whatever related to that function it can do, they have grouped it together. So this is called group. So far, any doubts? Anybody got any doubts so far?
So no doubt. Thank you.
Okay. Rana, Sadasivam.
No doubts.
No doubt. No.
Oh, okay, no doubt.
Understood this groups, then we can move to the next basic things about Excel. So if you see in Excel, you have small rectangular boxes, right? This is called cells. Each and every box is called cell. Okay, so each and every box is called a cell. In Word, you don't have this. In Word, this is it is like just like a notebook, blank notebook. But in Excel, you have these small rectangular boxes, which is called cells. Excel basically is used for mostly for accounting purpose, right? To create some documentations about making some record about money or about some mathematical calculations, cost, whatever it is. Or you want to make some formulas to calculate certain things, area, volume, whatever it is, you can use Excel. It's much easier because you have the formulas here. So if you look here, you can see on the left here, 1, 2, 3, 4, there's numbers all the way here. So this is called rows. And here on the top, you see A, B, C, D. This is called columns. So horizontal ones are called rows. Vertical ones are called columns. It's very similar to the table that we created in the Microsoft Word. So rows, number of rows and number of columns. It's the same concept. Next one is the name of the cells. So if you see here at this place, you can see is shown as A3, right? So this is showing you the this is
সাতটা বিষয় আলাম মারে দেখি কালকে দেখি কি অবস্থা
7টায় মেরেছেন 7টা বেশি প্রথম দিন আগে মারেন আপনি রেডি জানাবো না
okay, so this is the name bar, name box. Okay, you can say this is the name box. What does that mean? Okay, now I click here, right? When I click here, the name box shows A6. What does that mean? You can see the A column, I have clicked the box. So the A is highlighted here. So in the A column, 6th row. So the name of this cell is called A6. Now I click here. You can see this is the column E and row number 6. So this cell is highlighted and the name box is updated as E6. So this is how each cells are identified. So every cell in the Excel sheet has its own name and it's very easy. You just have to tell the column first and the row second. That is the name of the cell. So this is called I18. Column I and 18th row. The name of the cell is I18. The next one is formula bar. You can see here, this is the formula bar. We will study about this in detail because when we go to the subsequent class, we will learn about how to use formulas. So when we use the formulas, you can see the formula that we are using in this cell displayed here. Normally, we will just have the value. For example, if I write 1 plus 1 is 2, here will be showing 2, but in the formula bar, you will see what is the what is the actual formula we have written to get that value of 2. So don't worry about this. In the future classes, when we learn, you can try to understand a bit more. Okay. So we have learned about cells. We have learned about rows and columns. We have learned about the formula bar, name box. The next is about, okay, before we go to the details, we have these 3 icons here, right? So this is called the minimize icon. This is the restore, and this is the close. So what happens when I click the minimize, it totally minimizes the file. So the file is just go to the taskbar and it just stays here. You can just see here. And when you want to open, you just have to go here and click, the file comes back. So it is not closed, it's just temporarily just taken and kept down, something like that. Restore, when you click it, the size gets minimized. And then when you click this, it goes back to the original condition. In the restore, you can also readjust the size of the restore. You just have to just go to the corner, you drag it, whatever shape you want, you can make it. So it will be here. I click back the restore, it goes back to the full screen. And close, if I close it, the whole file will be closed. So it is asking whether do I make any changes. If you have data, you have to always give yes, then the file closes. So how do I open back? You have to remember where you saved the file. Then you can go and open from there. For me, I've saved in the desktop, so I can click directly from here. Okay. So this is about the close, minimize, and maximize button options. The next one is about scroll bars. So now we know about rows and columns. Now you look here on the vertical, on the right side, you have a rectangular small bar. You can actually move it up and down, either by dragging it, or you can click the up down arrow marks. So this is the vertical scroll bar. And similarly, you can see here, you have horizontal scroll bars. So it works in the same way. Either you click on it top and you just drag it, or you can use the left and right arrow marks to move the sheet. Because if you have data here and you want to see, you have to scroll to your right. If you want to go back to the first column A, you have to use the left arrow mark, so it comes back to here. Any doubts so far?
No doubt, sir.
Okay,
Okay, sir. No doubt.
okay, good. So this is about scroll bars. The next is about sheets. So if you look about in Excel file, the Excel file is also called as an Excel workbook. So what is a workbook? It is consists of many sheets. You look below at the bottom, you can see here it is called sheet 1. And I click here, is sheet 2. I click here, is sheet 3. So Excel workbook has many sheets. It's like having many pages in Microsoft Word. Similarly, here it is in the form like similar to the tabs. You click here tabs, it goes to different tabs, right? Same concept. Sheet, you click, it goes to different sheet. It's like different pages. You can assume something like that. So now you may ask me, I have only 3 sheets. I want to have another 2 more. What should I do? So you just can click here, insert sheet. You see, once I click, automatically becomes sheet 4. I click one more time, and become sheet 5. So you can continue to add how many sheets you want. So in your day-to-day work, sometimes you want to have a name for each sheet, right? Maybe you are preparing a report. So maybe you are naming for every month. So how to do that? You can just rename these sheets to whatever name you want to do. How can we do that? It's very simple. Just go to the sheet, right click, rename. So once you click rename, it is highlighted like that. So I just type January 2021. Okay, so it's automatically the name is changed. So let me repeat again for sheet 2. I click to sheet 2, then I right click, then I go to rename. Insert rename, I click, then I do February 2021. Okay, so now there are a few more things we can learn from here. When you right click, you have a lot of options here. Insert, delete, rename. What is insert? If you want to insert a sheet here, just click, ask for a worksheet. Okay, you see, so it inserts the sheet before February 1. So now I click on this. I don't want this, so I just delete. It deletes off. Okay, so now in sheet 3, I click here. Rename we have already learned. Move or copy. So you click here. I want to move sheet number 3 behind towards the end after sheet 5. So I can just choose move to the end. Okay. You can see now sheet 3 has gone behind sheet 5. Now I want sheet 4, but I want to make a copy of it. You can always go to the same thing, move or copy. It's the same icon. So you want to move to the end. You want to make a copy. So you just create a copy. If you do this, sheet 4 will remain there. But at the end of after sheet 3, you will see one more sheet with the same information like sheet 4. Okay, you see sheet 4, but just a new name has created. So you can always just rename as to say sheet 4 copy. If you wanted to, or any other name you want to do, you can name it. So this is about different sheets, how to do the sheet naming, how to move it. There is another simple thing I can teach you also. If you want to shift it, you actually just drag it and put as a name. Also, it works. This is a shortcut also we can do this way. Which sheet you want to move? Now, generally, I don't want here, I want it to be here. I just click and drag and put it here. So this is another way of doing the shifting of the moving of the Excel sheets. One last thing I will also teach you is about tab color. So when you work in office, when you have a lot of documents, sometimes it's easy for you want to segregate what you want to, maybe you want to show to your supervisor what you have for your working copy. Maybe you have 5 sheets, only one sheet is for your supervisor for him to understand. Other sheets is all your information that you have typed in. Then you can have different colors. You can go to tab color, maybe one color, you can use it what you want to show to your supervisor. See, it can be in green. All the other sheets, maybe is your working copy you don't want to show, you just keep in a different color, maybe yellow. So you can explain, okay, only the green tab is for him. So when you want to open the file, you can easily remember which sheet is the one you want to print and give to your supervisor. So it's easy to identify. It's like visual management that in your office, in your workplace that you use. Yeah, you can use the colors. You can choose whatever color you want. Okay, any doubts so far?
No,
Sajid?
sir, no doubt.
Those are very good, sir.
Okay. How about Rana?
Okay, sir.
No doubt.
No doubt.
Next topic. Let me check. Okay, so we have learned all about this. Next is about formatting. So I go back to the home tab. I have the cells. For example, now I want to make a table of name and what you want to do. You can write maybe salary. You want to, for example, okay, I want to make a report like this. So I want to make for okay, maybe for example, I'm just putting okay. So how to do formatting? If you remember, Microsoft Word is exactly the same. You have the font and alignment for the formatting of the documents. Now the name is in the left corner. So I want it to be in the center. You can use the center options. And the bold is, the wording is light. So I want to make it bold. So I can click it on the bold and it becomes bold. If you want it to be bigger, you can use the change the font size. And you can also change the font style also. It's very similar to Word. So now I have changed the font to bigger, and sometimes it can be hiding inside because the space is not sufficient. So what should I do? You can just go to the right corner of the cell. When you see this cross icon, you double click. It will automatically adjust to the size of what you have typed. Or you can also go to here, you just drag it, it can become wider. So this is another option. The third option, if you want, you know what is the size you want, you can always again right click, column width. You can write what sizing you want. I want 30. It can go to 30. So this is how you can change the column. Similarly, it's the same for rows. Okay. You want the row height to be bigger. I click here, row height. It is 20 and 120. You can make it bigger. Okay, but now you see, I have done only for one. I want to change the name to be in the center, but it is only the heading that is changed. All the name is still in the left side. Similarly, I want to change the row height for all the column, but only one column has changed. So how do I do that? So let me teach you how to do that. If you want to change all the data in this column to be changed, to be formatted, just go to the top of the column, click on it. Once you click on it, you can see that all the column cells are highlighted. Now, if you go and use the middle align, automatically it gets centered. So you no need to do one by one. Okay. So usually, but for names, you in normal ways, you always keep it left. Only for the title, we put in the center or whatever you want, you can do. Okay. And usually For currency, for money, you always put this, we use this to the right side. So this is fine. So now I want to change the row height for all the names to be same. So you can just drag and select all the three rows. You can see now all the 3 rows, all the cells are highlighted. Let me show once again. Go to row 8, I click here. I just drag all the way down. Even I want for more cells, I just drag up to where I want. I stop here. I right click. I go down, row height. So in the row height, I can give 25. See, it has changed. Now I want to change the font of all the text. So I just select everything. I can go to font. You can choose what you want. You can change. Now this also you want. You can always do that. Okay. Any doubts so far?
No, sir. No doubt.
Okay, sir.
Familiar with this, then it is easy for us. Okay, so this is about formatting. Thing is about zoom. So now when I changed the icon, for example here, when I change the font size, actual size change, right? So the whole document is changed. But if you don't want to change it, but only you want to view it bigger, you can go down to here on the right bottom. This is called zoom. So in default, it will be always 100%. Want to make it bigger, you just have to click on the plus. So the sheet looks bigger, but actually the size is still the same. You see here carefully, my initial size is so if you see here, Arial black size, the font size is 28. So I increase the zoom, but it is still the same. So the actual size is not changing. It's like you are using the magnifying glass, right? If you are using a balloon here and you are seeing it through a glass, it appears to be bigger, but actually the balloon is the same size. It's the same concept. But if you want to make the balloon big, you have to blow more air. And that is what you are doing here. You increase the size, then the actual size increase. So you can remember about the balloon concept, right? If you see through the magnifying glass, which is your zoom, you're using the zoom option. But if you want to really make it bigger, you have to use the size to change. Then the document size will change. So this is about zoom. Okay. And then the last thing we will see is about ranges. Okay, so now I select few cells. When I select this, you can see in the, when I select it, next time you see the name box, how it appears. You can see 6R cross 3C. So this is what you are seeing there on the name box. What does that mean? 6R means 6 rows. You can see here, row number 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Total number of 6 rows are selected. And in that 6 rows, 3 columns are selected. Column B, column C, column D. So that is what is shown in the name box. 6R times 3C. So 6R cross C, 3C, this is the range of the cells. So wherever you select, you will see like that. You just selected 2 columns and 5 rows. It will show 5R and 2C. So this is called range. So today's class, okay, we can have this. Okay, so we learned about what is the name box, quick access toolbars we saw. We learned about the formula bar. We learned what is ribbon, column. Okay, the column formula expand bar. Let me show you. Okay, I missed this. So when we have the formula here, sometimes the formula can be big. So you want to see it, you just go to the right corner, you click here, it expands. And you don't want it to be big, you just click, it just goes back to the small size. So this is how to expand the formula bar. So we learned about expand formula bar. We learned about what is row. So this we have learned, right? Whichever cell you highlight, that is called the active cell. And you can see the name here in the name box. You have the scrolling buttons. Okay. So similar to the left and horizontal and the vertical scroll bar, you also have scroll bars for the different sheets. You see here, you can use the different sheets because you are having only less number of sheets. When you have more sheets, you can actually click here and the sheets will keep moving. Now you have very less sheets. So when you have a lot of sheets, you can use the scroll bar to scroll between the sheets as well. So we learned about this. We talk about the tabs, insert worksheet, horizontal scroll bar, zoom. So we still have to see the status bar and view buttons. Okay. So this is called the status bar. So anything, sometimes whatever any information is coming up, sometimes you will see some messages here. So this is, just remember, this is the status bar and this is the view buttons. How do you want to see it? This is the normal view. This is the page break view and page break view, and this is the page layout view. You will learn about this in the later classes, so don't worry. So this is just about how to view this. So basically, this is what we have learned. So that's exactly here. So we have covered all the topics for today. Any doubts so far for anybody? Anything you want me to repeat again, I can repeat for you.
No, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Sir, this Excel sheet move from front screen. How can scan from move from screen to front screen?
Raju, can speak a bit louder. Your voice is a bit weak. I cannot hear you.
Sir, the Excel sheet I move from front screen. How can move around the Excel sheet? Because I slide sheet to one. This one I move from front screen. I need to how we move from.
You want to move to different sheet, is it?
Yes, yes.
So I want January to go to the last. You want to show me that again?
Okay.
Is that what you asked me, right?
Yeah, this sheet I move front screen because I can easy to take and look.
Okay, so you want this screen to sheet to move. You can click and drag. You can
Yes.
shift it like this. right? You want this to be the first sheet, you can drag and do this. Also, you can right click. There is an option for move or copy, and you can decide which sheet before you want it. I want it before sheet 5. So I click it here. So January from the first sheet, it moved all the way before sheet 5. Does this answer your question, Raju?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No, this one sheet first one I move from print screen, the computer print screen, open screen. Don't need to go install Excel. I can open the computer. I can see the print page.
தமிழ்ல சொல்லுங்க ராஜு, உங்களுக்கு கரெக்டா சொல்லுங்க.
ஆனா இது இப்ப இந்த எக்ஸல் ஷீட்டை வந்து நான் அப்படியே என்ன பண்ணணும்னா மூவ் பண்ணி கம்ப்யூட்டர்ல வந்து ஃப்ரண்ட்ல வச்சுக்கிற மாதிரி, இந்த எக்ஸல் வச்சுக்கிற மாதிரி டக்குன்னு ஏதாவதுன்னா டக்குன்னு போய் அதை ஒரு ஃபோல்டரை போட்டு வச்சுக்கிட்டு ஈஸியா ஓப்பன் பண்ணி பார்த்துக்கிறேன். நான் போய்
வந்து டெஸ்க்டாப்ல சேவ் பண்ணிக்கோங்க.
டெஸ்க்டாப்லயா?
இப்போ ஃபைல் இருக்கு இல்லையா, ஃபைல்
ஆமா.
இப்போ நீங்க சேவ் அஸ் போட்டு உங்களுக்கு இப்போ முதல்ல எடுத்தோடனே உங்களுக்கு மேல வேணும்னா டெஸ்க்டாப்ல போட்டு, இப்போ நான் அதுல தான் சேவ் பண்ணிருக்கேன். இப்போ நான் வேற ஒரு நேம்லயே சேவ் பண்ணி காட்டுறேன் உங்களுக்கு. ஓகேவா? இப்போ வந்து சேலரி ரிப்போர்ட்னு வச்சுக்கோங்க. நான் சேவ் பண்ணி டெஸ்க்டாப்ல சேவ் பண்ணிட்டேன்னா டெஸ்க்டாப்ல இருக்கும். ஸோ மினிமைஸ் பண்ணேன்னா எனக்கு இங்க இருக்குது, நான் இமிடியேட்டா நான் கிளிக் பண்ணேன்னா எனக்கு வந்துடும்.
ஓகே சார், இதுதான் சார் டவுட். தேங்க்ஸ்.
இதான் கேட்டிங்களா? ஓகே.
ஆமா சார்.
Okay. So I think just ask how to save the file in a desktop so that you can easily recover it. So I just demonstrated that. Any other doubts, Rana, Russell?
No, sir. So far, thank you. Nice.
There's no doubt. I think today's class we have covered the topics. Later, I will just share the screen with all the names so that it's easy for you to understand. I will share this picture. Try to practice what we have learned today, and I will see whether I can find some exercise for you to do basic things. Continue to practice. That is more important. Okay?
Okay, sir. Can.
Okay, then. Thank you very much. Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you also, sir. Good night.
Okay, sir. Next class is the next Saturday, 8:15, right?
Yes, correct.